Is it to be a head coach at a service academy, especially when you're not, in this case, an Army officer, which he isn't, and none of the head coaches really are. I was talking with Frank Serratore a few years ago, who's the been a long-time head coach at Air Force, and we were just talking about, I was in his office one day in the Air Force Academy, talking about what it's like to coach at a military academy. And of course, recruiting is the first thing that's very tough, because you got to not only get a kid who's smart, but you got to get a kid who's going to get appointed to your service academy. But the other thing he said was, the one thing about the discipline is that when I call them for the huddle, they're there. And I say no talking in the huddle, and they don't. So every coach's fondest desire, he's got everybody there all at once, and nobody interrupts. Nobody talks back. And that'll be a good stop at traffic for Shearhorn to start the third period. And that was one of the big things about coaching a service academy. You get instant obedience, because that's what it's about.
Well, at times, even coaches in college have to discuss discipline and accountability, two things that players at Air Force or Army are going to learn, and learn quite quickly if they do not have those traits innately in their DNA.
Navy is playing club hockey, but they have teams, actually they've got 3 teams out of Navy, so all the service academies have them. And I think the Coast Guard maybe. Here's a drive right on from Smatula, and it's turned away by Jared Dempsey. First half minute of the third period coming out sizzling here with a 1-0 Gopher lead. Punched away by Shearhorn. This bounds away to neutral ice. A swat there by Alex Wilkinson. That drizzles clear to McAfee of Army. And the Black Knights of Army. Gonna clear the puck out of their zone. A little shovel by Alex Wilkinson. That bounds away. Gophers keep it alive though. Weedy was back there to get a splinter on it. Now Dominic Franco catches up with it. There's a whole lot of him at 6'5". Gophers pick it off as Army changes. Here's Brent Gates Jr. surrounded. Check, keeps the puck. Gator with the puck, squares and fires, and Dempsey turns it away. Now the Gophers try to close in again, but a loose puck squirts away, and Ian Mansfield trims it out for Army.
Nice shift there by Brent Gates Jr. A couple of offensive opportunities, but wonderful back check pinned in between those two opportunities that I guarantee Don Lucia is quite happy with.
Glover laces it ahead. Bristead over the line for Minnesota. Shovels it, and a chance behind the play to the new guy, Clayton Phillips, who's been right in every play, every shift.
Another one of those wristers that we've seen in the first couple of periods, just able to put that in on Dempsey, who could not see that puck, used his size to his advantage.
Dempsey mixing it up down there with Kevin Dineen. This puck flying around in the Army zone. Dineen over there piled into by Minnesota's Darian Ramonko. Now Army flips it away. Here's Schechter. Pounds it out to neutral. Pounds right to Glover. And here's Clayton Phillips. Now Glover for Minnesota starts it back out again and puts it on the blade of Ryan Norman. Bouncing Ramsey there. Norman trying to cut in. The puck just bouncing crazily away. Here's a drive by Norman wide of the mark. Now cutting in low, Zilsdorf. Shots are now 25-12 Minnesota. But it's a 1-goal game, 1-0. Manny away now to Zilsdorf. Minnesota on the attack. Zilsdorf cutting low right into the low drive by Ryan Norman, but no. Up and down the wall they go. Pinball flip away by Joe Schechter. A zip out to Maruyev. And Army's at neutral. And pulled back by Zilsdorf. Manny. Touch pass away. Pitlick laid it over the line. Picked off in the Army zone by Nick DeCenzo from Hibbing. They pile on the puck. It's loose. Army, as you can see, does not use the name tapes on the back of its sweaters like most teams do now. But it's hard not to tell who has the puck with those gold, bright gold numbers on black. At neutral ice, here's Minnesota's Tommy Novak waiting. Gophers changing behind the play. And away from the speedy Tyler Sheehy, which is a good idea. The puck is turned on the other wing to Anderley. And out. Tommy Novak for Minnesota. Gophers changing as they come down. Novak slices it through. Here's a little chip shot by Scott Reedy, but a big stop by Jared Dempsey turns it away.
Wonderful vision by Brent Gates Jr. to be able to find the freshman there in the slot area.
Now it's Dominic Franco for Army. In the corner, Franco's over there again. Checked by Steve Johnson, a 4th-round draft pick of the Los Angeles Kings.
Big frame on Franco there, just able to slowly meander his way around that puck, hold on to it, and then pitch it back down for some more offensive zone time.
Pile of bodies in the corner. The puck finally squirted out to Mike Smatula, but hidden from view. That'll be a whistle and stop the play. Almost 5 minutes into period 3. Tomorrow night, same rink, different channel. Will be on Fox Sports North Plus for the rematch tomorrow night between the Golden Gophers, number 10 in the land, and the Black Knights of Army.
It'll be a great series in January against St. Cloud State. Moscow's got that team going on all cylinders. We're very impressed with Jimmy Schultz in particular. His game on the blue lines evolved so nicely. Tons of confidence.
Great program up there. Here out of the corner, Fiddler filches it on his knees, dueling with his oppo. Brent Gates, also number 10. This zips over to Mansfield. Army trying to keep it alive, but that misfires, and Alex Wilkinson tries to recover at neutral. Gills jam it all the way down, and Army changes all 5.
Minnesota fans are quite spoiled when you think about the Gophers 10th in the country, St. Cloud State, the number 1 team in the country, and how about Mankato continuing to be in that upper echelon. So impressed with the way they play.
That is a good hockey town down there. Here's a drive right on from Jack Glover, but Jared Dempsey had a good look at it and no damage done. 14-18 remaining, 1-0 Gophers still.
Started out and they transitioned the puck nicely in the top line. The Don Lucia front loaded, paid off as Sheehy nets his first point in 4 games. Just a little BB there that he's able to shoot to the far side.
Since then, it's been all Jared Dempsey. He's made it very, very difficult for the Gophers to get it by him. He's coming out playing with lots of confidence. There's been no shortage of opportunities for the Gophers, but he certainly hasn't given them anything since the Sheehy goal.
And now with 14-18 to go, the Gophers have the puck fanned on by Glover, and back comes Army. 2-on-1 down low. Evancho, and the puck goes high and out of play.
And another articulation of Army having opportunities to shoot, and what didn't happen. A puck did not get to the goal crease area. Another wasted opportunity there. That will certainly be a point of emphasis for Brian Riley's video session as he post-scouts his team and prepares a morning speech and a video session.
Go back for Minnesota, try to get out of the zone, but it's ripped right back in again by Nick DeCenzo for Army. Along the inboards, they crank it away, grinding, turn back out. Sheehy looking, and softly a fluttering puck swatted at by Pitlick, but don't go anywhere with that. Sheehy now for Minnesota. 27 shots on goal for Minnesota, 12 for Army. That's exactly what Ben was talking about. It's not for lack of shots, it's a lack of shots on goal. Army comes back. Dominic Franco is there. Away from Michael Wilson. And turned back by the Black Knights. Schechter turns it back out again. Here's Franco in his own zone. Really bothered by Romanko, who knocked the puck away. And a chance for Bristed. Shooting, blocked. And Bristed is back on the puck again. And a drive by Nanny just smokes high. Bouncing puck flying around in the Army zone. Nanny laces another one, but that hits a body. And Tyler will have to chase that back himself.
It gives the Black Knights an opportunity to change. The Gophers starting to buzz there as the offensive powers gearing down on the freshman netminder.
The icing here on Minnesota, and it is with 12:36 to go. And the faceoff coming back in the Minnesota zone in the 21st game of season 2017-18, the next to last one for 2017.
Nice to see Leon Bristed have a couple of opportunities there. 33 points only a year ago, but it's been a tough go for Leon to really find his way. A player who cares so much, trying a bit too hard. In my opinion, that pressure internally, Chrissy, I think at times is worse than when a coach might yell at you, because you know you care, and if it just doesn't seem to happen, well, what do? You try harder.
Yeah, it's one of those cases where you start gripping the stick a little tighter, which is kind of counterproductive.
Go off and swear in Swedish. I don't know what else you do.
Sometimes I've seen a player put a stick down and he's got fingerprints in it. He's squeezing so hard. Heard a coach or two use that line to give a young player a hard time.
Filched out of a crowd and kept alive in the offensive zone by Mike Smatula. Here comes Minnesota. Gates cuts and fires, and that's deflected up and out of play.
Gates has been really active, and being active by using his speed to create turnovers. Those turnovers, well, they happen in good positions when you're using your feet, and you can get a lot closer to the net. That one obviously didn't connect, but very happy with what I've seen out of Brent Gates Jr. here in the last set of games. Hasn't necessarily been the case for all of the upperclassmen on the offensive side of the puck. There has been some struggles. Brent Gates Jr. seemingly is very much taking the next step in the confidence.
Here's a puck slithering around in the Army zone, gathered in by Jack Ramsey, and now teed up and blasted right on to Dempsey. Ramsey in the corner now, checked high and taken down by Mike Preston. That's going to be a penalty.
Mike Preston not happy with that. I think he's deeming, hey, I'm 222 pounds, and I put a little leverage on a guy who's only 201 pounds. We're going to have a problem, and I don't think that problem should result in me having a 2-minute timeout by myself, but it's the case here at Mariucci Arena.
Preston gets the gate for cross-checking at 8:06 of the third period, and here comes power play number 3 for Minnesota. The Gophers have been able to generate shots on their power plays, but haven't put anything in. 7 shots on goal in their 2 previous man advantage outings. And coming in at 15.1% on the power play, they'd look to notch that up a few. Here they come down low. Sheehy up high. The shot rising. Stopped by Jared Dempsey.
Defenseman not liking Scott Reedy's little bump of their freshman goaltender, but very important to have Scott Reedy there. And a little bit of a unique setup here, as I have not seen Tyler Sheehy on that position that high out. Normally either lower to the left side of your screen, opened up on his forehand. Sometimes in that central slot area, a bit of a rover.
Minnesota wins the power play faceoff. Here's Novak running it in. Tommy Novak checked by 2 players, Box and DeCenzo, and the puck skies away deep into Minnesota ice. 11.5 to go. 1-0 Minnesota still. With Ben Clymer, Chrissy Wendell, Doug McLeod. On Fox Sports North, great to have you with us. Hope you have a wonderful New Year weekend. We'll be part of it if we can. We'd like to be. Novak for Minnesota, 1:17 in the power play. Plenty of time here as Minnesota sets up. Sheehy, Novak. Reedy, number 19, is deep in the slot, backing into the lip of the crease. You see him in your picture, but this is punched away by Army.
And that's a tough position for Tyler Sheehy, a right-hander in a predominantly left-handed spot on the power play there. He has to turn all the way around his right skate to be in a position to shoot that puck or possibly mask a pass with a shooting type of behavior.
Manny and Phillips are on now to play the points on this power play. Bristead for Phillips. Manny stick handling. Gates is there. Matula down by the blue paint, getting worked over pretty significantly by DeCenzo, who now has the puck. Here's Nick DeCenzo to lay it over, shorthanded for Army. Mansfield is there. Turned back out, pulled free by Clayton Phillips for the Golden Gophers. Puts it on for Bristead, who couldn't hang on. And Manny out of the crowd had that knocked away, and now shorthanded. Back comes Army's Brendan Soucy. The sophomore tried to lay a cross-ice pass to Alex Wilkinson, but that didn't work. And now Brent Gates Jr. driving down. Brent Gates driving in, and on the lip of the crease, notched away and turned out. Short-handed McAfee there, but Army's offside. As the Gophers are at full strength with one shot on their power play, they're now 0 for 3. 9:44 to go in this game. It's 1-0 Minnesota.
Well, the Gophers have pushed offensively, 29 shots on goal, but only a single goal past Jared Dempsey. And Chrissy, I'm wondering, as you sit down there, has there been any mention from either Scott Bell or Don Lucia on what they need to do to get that all-important second goal?
There hasn't been any mention of that. I know they're real happy with the way they're playing defensively, and that's obviously a reason they're getting plenty of offensive chances. But you can sense a little bit of frustration from some of the players.
Well, it's one of those situations where all of a sudden you can do a lot of good things all night long, and there can be one break to go the other way, and all of a sudden you're in a tie game in the final minutes in the third period thinking, what happened?
Well, there's a quick turnaround ripper by Connor Anderle, case in point. Tracked down by Schechter. Army out of its own zone, tapped away by Evancho. Here's Pham. They drive it on in, and a shot by Evancho goes off the glove of Eric Shearhorn. Now the puck loose. Here's Novak running on in, and Nanny trailing the play, fires, and it's turned away.
Unbelievable patience and vision there. Tyler Nanny calling for that puck, but Novak had to delay to an extreme case with that puck before his opportunity to collapse with that passing lane.
He thundered into the boards by Nanny, who's going to sit down and ride the pine for 2 minutes for that hit. So, a very big penalty kill for Minnesota coming here with 8:49 to go in the game and a slender 1-goal lead.
Novak pulls two players there, and Nanny rings the bell there. And how about the defender in front? I got a stick, and I'm also going to go down trying to block this. Here is the penalty, and it's the stick that rides up there that draws the attention of the official. So the power play will continue for the Black Knights. And reminding fans, the Black Knights had a wonderful opportunity in the first period. Yeah. 2 power plays early in the game, Doug, and we'd be having an entire different discussion had they been able to score on one of those, build some momentum. All of a sudden, back the Gophers off, a team that has been predominantly good in the first period, but Brian Riley's group unable to connect.
You wonder if they'd had a minute or a minute and a half between those power plays to suck in a little early game oxygen, go again, what difference it might have made, if any. Those were back-to-back power plays because The Gophers got nailed for too many men on the ice when their first penalty kill shift or outing ended. Now power play for the third time tonight for Army. Turned out and gone by Minnesota.
And another thing we talked about was first touch clears. Jack Ramsey collects that puck, clears it all the way down, gets a breather. New group out there, and Don Lucia has to be happy with the penalty kill's succinct exiting of their defensive zone.
This is actually the fourth power play for Army tonight. They're 0 for 3. Now, 8 minutes to go, and the Knights gun it away. And a long attempt was offside. So the Army power play halted in its tracks here by itself, basically.
And another situation where that new aged power play entry where all of a sudden the puck gets thrown way back and everybody waits on the blue line. Chrissy, I'm not a huge fan. It just seems to disrupt the flow of the power play players. What's your opinion?
I completely agree. I think one too many drop passes as well. Sometimes it's not just one, it ends up being two. You're trying to freeze the D and the forwards to get one guy entering the zone with speed. But a lot of times we've been seeing a lot of offsides. It just isn't. I'm not a fan.
To me, it turns into like, quasi basketball play where you're like trying to key up one-on-one to create that zone entry, and it just doesn't jive so well with me. If I was one of the power play players who was standing on the blue line, I'd be thinking, what are we doing here? Like, we have more players than them, and we're going to have 4 of us stand on the offensive blue line. We'd have issues.
A nice little bent over hip check by Steve Johnson puts the brakes on that attempted rush. Now the power play has only 22 seconds to go for Army, but that's time. Broken up, flipper to the line, kept in there. Drive, blocked. Pham, the captain, turns and fires. That ricochets off Sheehy. Minnesota at full strength in 9 seconds. Army chasing into the corner. Tyler Pham from Fort Collins, Colorado. They grind along the boards. 3 Gophers trying to hold it up, and they do. And that's the end of the power play. No shots on goal on that one. Army is 0 for 4 on the man advantage tonight. And the loose puck is turned back through neutral. And it is still 1-0 Minnesota. Out comes Smatula. Here's the guy who scored that goal, Tyler Sheehy. Smatula sailing deep, picked off by Schechter. Grinding along the boards, it's whacked free. Tracked down by Mike Preston. From that hockey-crazed area of Carmel, Indiana. Shoveled over the line. Anymore, you look at where guys come from and you go, how did they get into hockey out there? Used to be they all came from, the Iron Range or 100 Mile House, British Columbia, or someplace like that.
Or Flin Flon.
That's
a great name. I mean, if you come from Flin Flon, you got to be good at hockey. But my favorite location that a player came is Mason Yops from Speedway, Indiana. Mason Yops, he plays with speed all night long.
Here's Bristed. Nice 360 pulling away from DeCenzo. We're trying to point blank and a whack at it there by Lomaco. Dempsey made the stop, and now up comes Blake Box, number 12.
Franco may have a 2-minute opportunity to get a breather by himself because he folded Romenko from behind here as Leon Bristed's going to cut back against the grain, not once, twice, and then throw that in a little jump ball area, and Romenko hammers on that puck, and that's the shot right there that the official was clearly able to see. Looks like a nice break for the Black Knights.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's going in. And indeed, nobody's going in. So with 5:34 to go, Minnesota hanging on to a 1-0 lead and pounding, crashing, and grinding away on Jared Dempsey, whose last game 3 weeks ago was a career-high 37 save night in a loss, mind you, at New Hampshire.
If I didn't know, I would say he's their senior netminder who's been playing and established and has a rhythm and confidence. None of those things really are attributes of Dempsey, but man, does he look confident.
He is, in fact, a freshman. A first-year man at Army. Franco is there, now piling down low. Gophers keep it alive. 5 minutes to go. Here's a chance on a great cross-ice pass from Pitlick for Zulsdorf. And now a blast right up the gut by Ramsey.
I love that Ramsey could have just taken a wrister there. Nope, I'm going to go slap her here. Give him the ace of spades.
The old ace of spades. Now the puck goes bouncing and dancing into the Minnesota zone, and it's pulled back by Zulsdorf. 1-0 Gophers still. They put it back out. Here's Pitlick, shoots one, and then left-handed drive sailed high. Pulled free by Tyler Pham for Army. And it's Anderle. And to neutral, picked off in the center circle by Sadik. Sheehy keeps it low. No back there for Minnesota with Pham closing in.
Smart entry there by Sadik. Players at home, or fans at home, might have thought that was a dump, but actually that was a calculated play to get that puck in the zone and on the opposite side to Tyler Sheehy.
When Pitlick pulled it away, the puck comes free to the line, kept in by Johnson. And now Sadik looking, holding. Sadik fires, blocked, turned back out by Army, and the Black Knights lift it away. Anderle turned it low and went down hard on the ice. Minnesota racing back now. 3 on 4, but they kick it back. Smatula trailing the play, fires off the end boards. Now it's Sadik. And out of the corner they go. Brent Gates in the line. It's Sadik firing. Score! What a blast by Sadik!
Relief has to come across the Gophers here because they've had plenty of opportunities. They've been buzzing. They've been controlling the puck in the offensive zone. Sadik gets his puck and just barely past that stick there. And I believe Scott Reedy had a stick on that one, deflecting it past Dempsey. Could have been Mike Smatula as well, but it appeared as though that puck changed its course.
And on the 32nd shot on goal, they finally have number 2. There'll be a discussion here.
Further review about the contact that puck had with the player. I imagine they're concerned with the height of that contact. It was a Gopher player. At this point, Don Lucia is hoping that it was a clean shot by Jack Sadik going out the opposition. Here's a great ice level view and wonderful patience there. Flex that puck with his right skates.
Could go off somebody there.
Yeah, but ice level 100% of the time. No question there. This one's going to register here.
Is that an Army stick that went off? It might have been.
Well, it might have been, or Scott Reedy. Those were the look at Don Lucia. He's heated.
They're going to wash this out?
Army was looking for a review of a high stick.
Of a puck played with a high stick, Chrissy?
I believe they think it might have been deflected. I'm not sure I saw that.
Well, it changed direction somehow, but not with a high stick, I don't think. Well, I don't know. Now the play is under review with 3 minutes, 19 seconds to go. And it might be a goal by Jack Sadik. It might not.
This ice level view, and
slow away
is it
down.
Reedy or is it the Black Knight player? Clearly, the defensive player tips that puck up. That's a good goal. Jack Sadik, second of the year.
Certainly wasn't a high stick anywhere in the building at that point.
Assuming the officials are able to see our feed, they see that one once. I think we can hurry up and get going with the final 3:19 of this period.
Jack Sadik appears to have a goal.
Chrissy, what are you able to gather down there? You're right in the heat of the family affair with Don Lucia.
The goal counts.
The Gopher coaching staff was thinking that the Army coach was calling for the review, and the ref's trying to explain that he wanted to take the extra time to look at it, make sure there was no goal interference, and he wanted to see where the tip came from.
So it was not, you're saying it was not Brian Riley's call, it was the official's call to look at that.
That's what the official is saying.
Okay.
I would understand Don's frustration there.
Yeah. So it is Jack's, excuse me, it is Jack Sadek's goal from Brent Gates Jr. and Mike Smatula at 16:41 of the third period. Yeah, 2-0 now. And the Gophers in their own zone. So anyway, they score on the 5th and 32nd shots on goal of the game. There it is. Johnson puck, they only had another one in there. Here's Reedy. Along with Gates down low for Minnesota. Reedy messed with down there by Wilkinson. The puck turned away and driven back down by Army. 2.5 to go. And that one, they tried to set a quick screen, but Eric Shearhorn had a good look at it and grabs that one, and that stops it for 2:27 to go, and a 2-0 Minnesota lead now.
Jack Sadek doubles the Gophers' lead with his second of the year. The Minnesota Wild draft pick just barely pulls that stick back. And for you kids at home, also important to make sure you get that shot off. Not necessarily that ceiling scraping slap shot, but it has to get off of your stick quickly and accurately.
The words of the great Ben One-Timer Clymer. 2:27 to go. 2-0 Minnesota, and an empty net behind now for Jared Dempsey. He's on the bench for Army, and so 6 on 5. The Black Knights need 2 to tie it up. Ramble in front. Shearhorn down, picked out by Sadek. Tyler Pham gallops high with it. Swept down low by Alex Wilkinson. Behind the net for Army, it's Anderle. That puck was kind of lost on view for a second. Now Wilkinson turns it back in, but Army can't get it on. Low by McAfee. Down to 1:49 to go. Army with the empty net behind, and a 2-man advantage now. Or 1-man advantage, 6 on 5. And a rink-wide pass is fired on by Alex Wilkinson.
Great corral and release there in singular motion there by Wilkinson after that bullet passed through a seam.
McAfee got it over, and this blistering drive by Tyler Pham does not go. Here's Wilkinson, number 7. Slings it high for Army to McAfee. Wilkinson pumps it down low. Diddler Hutt drive, turned away off Wilkinson. Gophers try to get it away, and they do. But this will slide down the length of the ice and be an automatic icing on the Golden Gophers with 1:10 to go.
So the Gophers players have to stay on the ice after that icing play, and the Gophers very successful, Doug, at keeping the Black Knights at bay because they collapsed around Eric Shearhorn. They protected the house. There was a clear 4 players that made up a box in the interior to try to make sure that any rebound that would be available would be theirs. Also, a player was in position in those shooting lanes. It's not Tyler Sheehy pay the price.
1:10 to go. Timeout called by the Minnesota bench now. And a look at Eric Shearhorn, the sophomore from Shattuck. And he's been strong tonight, yet again.
We've talked certainly at length about Dempsey, but he hasn't been the only one. And He had to make a few key saves, and at times, Doug, I think it's a lot harder when you only have to make a few, only 13 shots on goal on Eric Schierhorn, but there have been some real good ones, and that right there, well, that was a squeezer, and trying to keep that elbow tucked as tight as that one corralled downward in the armpit area, but Eric Schierhorn able to maintain control of that puck and get a whistle in his defensive zone. So Mike Gensel corralling the troops, discussing what defensive structure they're going to use. I would imagine, Chrissy, we're going to see a right-handed player take this face-off and a pair of bumps around the back of the net, and then at some point there will be a confrontation to try to carry the puck out of the defensive zone versus shoot it down the ice.
1:10 to go. The empty net behind. 6-on-5 attack for Army. Minnesota leading 2-0. Rematch tomorrow night on Fox Sports North Plus. And then New Year's Eve, you're on your own. Army works it around. Last minute of play. The deep, the center. Pham is there. Working from high to low. Pham, 35 feet, cuts in, fires, deflected, and turned back up again. 32-13, Minnesota in shots on goal. This comes out to Ramsey. Here they come for the empty net. Bingo! And the empty net goal by Leon Bristed seals the deal here tonight with 41.3 seconds to go.
Watch this angle that Leon Bristed creates. That's herding sheep right there. That's trying to push the player into a lower scoring percentage area. That creates a turnover, and awfully fitting that the Swede gets that empty net goal. And very important too, Doug, because we talked about, you know, how hard he's tried to work, how difficult it may have been to continue that confident play. That's Leon Bristed's third goal of the year. Last year he had 12 goals, so hopefully a sign for Don Lucia that there's going to be an uptick in the production of number 18.
Bristed from Ramsey, and Glover is the scoring on that empty net goal by Minnesota at 19-18 of the third period. And now back in, and just in time, Jared Dempsey has to steer one away. We're going to have a holding penalty down here with 22.4 seconds to play. I'll take a look here.
Romanko just leans in, and that knee just trying to guide it in, and it's the stick and the hand. One or the other he might be able to get away with. You throw the double, and it's going to be an issue.
So the penalty goes to Brendan McGuire for Army. 2 minutes holding at 19:37 of the third. 4 penalties for 8 minutes for each team here tonight. And power play number 4 running for Minnesota. Won't have much time though. 15 seconds to go in the game. Again, Clayton Phillips is on the power play. In the right point there, just on the far lower left of your picture. Now out of it. Puck wandering around in the Army zone, and a quick center with a whack by Romanko, but no, everybody grinding on the end boards, and that is the end of the game with a couple of late pops and swings. And an Army player, Dominic Franco, getting up slowly in the slot down there in front of his goaltender, Jared Dempsey.
Franco entangled in a battle with Scott